I'm just finished eating my lunch. Hi, I'm Paula. If you're familiar with my blog, it's all about the mind, body and spirit connection. It's about holistic living. I've written about it extensively. I've got so many blog posts, but I haven't made a video about it yet. And the question I'm asking is, what is holistic living? Well, if you're interested, I'm going to give you my take on it, so keep watching. You may be hearing a lot of noise in the background because I have builders across the road. The next doors are doing major renovations, and my little dogs keep barking, and so I don't know whether they're going to pop in and you can see them, but excuse the background noise if you hear it. So, what is holistic living, you may ask? It's a great question. Well, there you go, a little bug in the background. Holistic living is such a broad term, and depending on who you ask and what interpretation, because there's lots of interpretation to what holistic living is. But for my mind, holistic living is about bringing one's life under a natural control of holistic living. It doesn't seem to make sense, does it, in that regard? Well, so let's start again. Holistic living. And I guess this is sort of one of the bloopers in this video. Mind, body and spirit. A lot of people just regard the mind and the body, for instance, and they concentrate on the well-being and the health of the mind and body, which is absolutely great. But what I believe is that if we disregard our spirit, or some people call it our soul, we're missing out on a lot of wellness. We're missing out on a lot of health. We're missing a lot on self-awareness, because not only are you a mind, not only do you live in a body, but who you are, the real you, is your spirit, your soul. And to disregard the soul in well-being and health isn't doing us any favours at all. So mind, body and spirit is taking health and wellness holistically, looking at it as a whole, because the mind affects the body, and we know that a lot of modern research has shown us that. And of course, Jesus in the Holy Bible talks a lot about the mind and the body connection. And we can know that the spirit, the real us, are the personality, the thing that cries, the things that laughs, the things that feels emotion, the things that loves. That is the real you. That is your spirit. That is your soul. And your spirit or soul can get sick, just like our minds and just like our bodies can. And so taking the overview of health and well-being, including the spirit, the body and the mind, does bring that holistic wellness. If we separate our mind and just concentrate on mental health and disregard the body, we'll only experience partial healing. If we concentrate on the body and we do exercises and we are really good at our nutrition and we plan our menus and we know what our body needs, but if we disregard the mind, and we are really only receiving partial healing. But to be a whole human being, we need to look at our lives holistically, taking in the well-being and health of our mind, body and spirit. So let's have a look at our mind first. Let's have a look about what the health of our mind might mean. Well, I can just share with you my experience. I'm I've got a Master of Arts in counselling and coaching, and over many years, over the last 30 or so years, I've dealt with so many people and with so many problems of mind, and myself included in that. And so there is many ways to approach good mental health. So and you may need something that's individual to fit you. So I'm really just talking about the basics here and not the specifics, because I'm speaking to a broad audience, and this is not a therapeutic model for you, but it is to give you ideas on how to start in good mental health. Firstly, you need to understand that your thoughts aren't just random ideas that run through your head that have absolutely no effect upon you at all. No. Thoughts are things. Thoughts become you at the end of the day if you entertain them. So we need to be able to control and understand how to control our thoughts for good mental health. But if we don't understand that we can control them in the first place, they aren't going to be controlled. I'm sure you've had the experience, and of course I have, that you have these thoughts running through your head uncontrollably and you just can't switch your mind off. I'm a terror for overthinking, and it is really difficult, particularly if you've experienced a trauma of some sort, to stop overthinking. But you need to understand that overthinking is in your control. Your thoughts processes are in your control. They are not in control of you. They only are in control of you if you allow them to be. So the first tip for good mental health is to control your thoughts. And this is not a video to explain how to do that, because it'll make it far too long. There'll be other videos to come. But on my blog and my website, there is lots on that may be able to help you. And I've written a couple of books, one on grief and one on Psalm 23 Unwrapped, which is down in this description below. And a lot of that also will help you to know and to understand how to control thoughts. And there's a few exercises in there you can do. So that's my first thing. Control your thoughts. Understand you can control your thoughts for good mental health. Secondly, in regard to good mental health, we need to replace those bad thoughts with good, positive thoughts. The thoughts that you want to think, the thoughts that make you happy, the thoughts that give rise to your well-being. Those are the thoughts that you want to be thinking. So once you take control of your thoughts and you are no longer allowing negative and troublesome and distracting thoughts to rise up and just seem to take over, then you need to replace them with good things. And one of the ways to do that is be careful what you watch on TV, be careful what you hear, and be careful of what you read. Anything that we take in and through our eyes, through our ears, is going to affect us for good or for bad. During the COVID-19 lockdown, I started getting really depressed, and it was really difficult because of all of the statistics and the people dying, and I'm a church minister as well, and I take funerals. I was taking a lot of funerals, and it was affecting my mental health. So I decided that to have at least 2 weeks with not listening to any of the news. I didn't listen to anything to do with COVID whatsoever. And what I did, I just filled my house with positive affirmations. I put on beautiful music. I what I watched I haven't got a TV license here in the UK. You need a TV license. I've opted out for that, so I watch a lot of YouTube and things on Prime Video, and I chose all the good, positive, wholesome stuff that's going to do me good, do my mind good. And in that way, I was able to replace the negative and the downcast thoughts with good and positive ones. And I tell you what, it worked. And no longer I started worrying about things anymore. I was thinking good thoughts. I was waking up a lot happier, and I was sleeping a lot more peacefully as well. So that's just a few things on good mental health. The next thing I want to share with you is the body. If you like me, well over 60, next month I'll be in about 4 weeks, I think. And we have to look out after our health a little bit closer when we're older. And good nutrition really at any age is important. I've been really interested in nutrition since I was a teenager. If you listen to one of my coffee chats, I shared a lot of that with you, how I came into holistic health. But I have to keep revising it all the time. My body is changing, I'm getting older, my nutritional needs change, particularly under times of stress. I recognize that I need more vitamin B in times of stress, so I adjust my nutrition according to my lifestyle at the time, and so my body can be strengthened and fueled so I can live a happier and more healthier life. And I take vitamin tablets, and the ones I take is probably not the ones you need, and the ones you need is probably not the ones I need. So it's really good to go to a nutritionist and to be assessed on what extra vitamins you might need, because our food, unless you eat pure organic and you've got a garden that you can grow your own, well, I can't get organic, it's difficult, and the organic we can get here in South Wales is incredibly expensive, way beyond my budget. And so I rely on vitamin tablets, which take up the slack of the nutritions that I may not get in my food. And although I eat salads every day, I eat a little bit of fruit every day, and I eat vegetables every day, I eat proteins every day, and I have tried to maintain a good, well-rounded diet. Because of those foods have probably got pesticides in them, and the meat's got hormones and all sorts of things in them, I find that I need to take some extra antioxidants like vitamin C and others, so to help combat that. And that makes me feel better. I've been taking vitamin tablets since I was 15, 16, since I was started to work. I think I started to work at 14. But it does I found it makes a difference to my life. A lot of people don't like vitamin tablets. People say you don't need them, and that's fine. If you don't need them, you don't need them. But for me, I find they supplement my diet. But as I said, it changes, so I'm continually researching, I'm continually finding out about it. And one other thing I'm doing for my body, lately I'm on the keto diet. It's on the easy keto diet. It's not the strict one. I don't particularly want to go into ketones. And but I started to get quite puffy around my middle. I'm sensitive to gluten. I'm not celiac, but I've been gluten free for a long time. But still, I found that my middle it was growing. Even though I'd exercise and everything like that, and do the sit-ups and all the rest of it, my middle started, to puff up a little bit more than I would like. And so I researched it, I learned about it, bought a couple of new cookbooks, and found out the ketogenic diet would remedy that, and you know it did. I lost 4 pounds in 1 week. I'm down to the weight that I want to be. I'm only 4'11.5", so I don't need to be that heavy. And even 1 pound looks like 10 pounds when you're short, and when you're tall and willowy. All my children are tall, and you don't put on weight as much. But when you're small, you certainly do see it. So I'm very much aware of my weight in my body, because it helps me psychologically. When I'm at a good weight, I feel better. I can move around better. I suffer from osteoarthritis, and I find that the symptoms of arthritis is a lot lessened since I've been on the ketogenic diet. And if you want to know more about that, go onto YouTube, buy books, and there's some amazing videos you can find that will show you the science of the ketogenic diet. And I find it so interesting. And for me, it is working so far. And it's nice to be able to eat butter and cream guilt-free. I'm really happy about that, and losing weight to boot. What else I'm doing about my body? That I exercise regularly. I have 2 small dogs that needs regular exercise twice daily. Unless it's absolutely chucking it down with rain, I go out and take them for a short walk. It just helps me to breathe. I get up at, now it's summer, I get my alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning, I get up at 5. I spend an hour waking up. It takes a while for me to wake up, and during that time I have my bulletproof coffee, which is a keto coffee, and which is really nice, and also I pray during that time. I do Bible readings and just spend time with the Lord, and that's about an hour, and then I feed my dogs, get up, and then I feed them, and then I take them out for a walk. And it's just so lovely to see the sun rise and experience it, and there's nobody around, and the birds have just woken up, and the beautiful bird song, and I say, hello Mr. Bird, hello Mrs. Bird. And you know, I've got just the back of my house, I see these gorgeous mountains, beautiful Welsh mountains, and in the front of my house about a mile away is the sea, and often I go down to the sea and walk along the beach if it's a beautiful morning, and it just makes you feel good, it makes your body good. And then I come in, and then I do 20 minutes aerobics on a YouTube video thing again. I got lots on DVDs, but it's just easier putting on a YouTube one these days. That's available, isn't it? And also I've got a spin bike, and also I've got a mini trampoline. Now because arthritis in my knees, and I'm waiting for a knee replacement operation. It's a long time coming, but I can no longer run. I can't pave the pavements anymore, unfortunately, because I just loved running. I run all my life, off and on, and I really enjoy the freedom that the freedom that it feels in your body to run, and I miss that so much. So I got for myself a mini trampoline, and I strap my knees up and I run on the trampoline. It's not the same as pounding the pavement and going outside running, but it is better than doing nothing at all. So I try most mornings to do that little routine, and there's sometimes I don't, sometimes I get tired, I have a little bit of a sleep-ins on my days off, and that's fine. But generally speaking, at least if I do exercise in the morning at least 5 days a week, sometimes 4, I'm happy, and if I fall below that, I take myself in hand, and I continue to do what I need to do. And I journal. I have an exercise journal, and also have a diet journal, because I forget to eat salads sometimes. Sometimes I forget to eat vegetables. But if I have the discipline of writing everything down, I become accountable to myself. And so I can look at my exercise, what I've done for the last month. I can look at my food, what I've eaten for the last month, and adjust things accordingly or step up things. And so it's a great discipline, particularly we're not quite 100% of the COVID lockdown, and it gives structure to my day as well, because working from home is a lot more difficult than going out the front door to an office to work where you're accountable to other people. So self-discipline is important. And then see you can see there the mind-body connection there, that your discipline of your food, discipline of your exercise affects your mental health. And this is a known simple fact. So that's the connection. And your mind affects your body, because if my mind decides not to exercise, it's going to affect my body, let's face it, and it's going to make me feel depressed, and I'm going to it's on the never-ending treadmill. So it's best not to go there in the first place if you possibly can help it. So what about the spirit? Well, as I shared with you, every morning I pray and do devotions, and every evening 10 minutes evening devotions. And if I'm not too tired, I do compline at night, which is a night prayer, because I recognize the real me is my soul, is my spirit, and that needs to be fed. My mind needs to be fed, like I've shared. My body needs to be fed, and my soul needs to be fed. And if we are God's children, which we are, and God wants us to come in relationship with God through Christ, and that needs to be nurtured. And so good habits need to be developed in my devotional life. And also I meditate, not as often as I would like. I keep forgetting. I get busy during the day, and I just get excited, and I'm the type of person that gets a little bit difficult to get into flow. You know, being a dyslexic, it takes a little bit to get into the flow of work. And once you get in the flow of work, I don't want to stop, because I know it's going to be hard to get in the flow of work. So very often I say to my Alexa device, set a timer for an hour, and then I would work for an hour, and then that timer would go off, and I would just sit and meditate just for a few minutes, and then I would continue on my work. Because if I try to sit back and meditate big chunks of time, for me, I find that difficult. That has its place. I find that easier in a group of people. Before COVID, I was in a meditation group, and I've led meditation workshops, and I've taught on it extensively. And it's so easier to sit down and meditate for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, when you're in the room with other people. Far easier. Not so easy when you're by yourself. And so online, I've joined the worldwide Christian meditation community, and they have a little virtual bell that you can start for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. And I find that has helped me. So bringing all those together, mind, body, and spirit, that is all about a holistic lifestyle. So when I say my channel is about a holistic living, this is what I'm talking about. It's the health of my mind and well-being, it's the health of my body and well-being, and it's the health of my spirit or my soul well-being. So if this has interested you and you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and tick that notification bells to get updates. This is a brand new channel. Haven't gotten very many subscribers yet, but I want to get there. I want to be able to reach so many more people, to help you to begin a mindfulness journey, to begin a holistic journey for your well-being, mind, body and spirit, and it costs nothing. living holistically doesn't cost anything extra. You don't need anything special. You don't need, you just to be you, just to bring yourself and put in place some world habits, which I'll explain at another video. So you please like and comment as well, because I would really love to hear from you on if you have started your holistic journey, and you may have some tips that for me that you can share that will help a lot of people that will read the comments. And if you have any questions, please do. Of course, all the details are down in the description box. So thanks very much once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.